Firefighter who held Princess Diana's hand after car crash shares her heartbreaking final words. It has been 28 years since the world lost Princess Diana, whose sudden death in Paris on August 31, 1997, remains one of the most tragic moments in modern history. Just 36 years old, Diana was killed in a devastating car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, alongside her companion Dodi Fayed and driver Henri Paul. The news sent shockwaves across the globe, leaving millions mourning the woman who had become one of the most beloved figures of her time. We appreciate your support and enthusiasm for our channel. If you'd like to help us grow, please subscribe and share our content with others. Among the first responders that night was firefighter Xavier Gourmelon, who unknowingly spent Diana's last conscious moments by her side. When he reached the wrecked Mercedes, he saw a blonde woman in the back seat. She was conscious, her eyes open, and speaking, so he did not believe her injuries were life-threatening. He held her hand to comfort her, urging her to stay calm. In a soft, bewildered voice, Diana asked him, "My God, what's happened?" Moments later, her condition deteriorated. She went into cardiac arrest before being removed from the vehicle. Gourmelon later recalled that he immediately began resuscitation efforts. "I massaged her heart, and a few seconds later she started breathing again. It was a relief because, as a first responder, you want to save lives, and that's what I thought I had done," he explained. At that moment, he truly believed Diana would survive. When the ambulance departed, she was alive, and he assumed she would recover. Only later did he learn she had passed away at Pitié-Salpêtrière hospital in Paris at 4 a.m. local time. "It was very upsetting," he admitted. "The memory of that night will stay with me forever. I had no idea it was Princess Diana until one of the paramedics told me once she was in the ambulance." Despite the desperate efforts of doctors, Diana's injuries proved fatal. The world awoke to the devastating announcement that the People's Princess was gone. Crowds of mourners flooded Kensington Palace, laying mountains of flowers, letters, and tributes outside the gates. Tens of thousands gathered to grieve a woman they had never met, yet felt deeply connected to. Her death not only shook Britain but also cemented her place in history as a figure who had touched people's hearts in ways the royal family had never managed before. Historian Ed Owens reflected on the magnitude of her passing. "She was probably the best-known woman in the English-speaking world, aside from Queen Elizabeth II herself. And to have that extinguished overnight, for her to die in such tragic circumstances, at such a young age, really came as a massive shock to many." Princess Diana's legacy endures, not just through her sons Prince William and Prince Harry, but in the way she forever changed the monarchy's relationship with the public. Known for her compassion, her human touch, and her fearless embrace of causes often ignored by others, Diana bridged the gap between royalty and ordinary people. Her final moments, as shared by Xavier Gourmelon, serve as a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the profound impact she left behind. Even nearly 3 decades later, the memory of that night in Paris remains etched in history. Diana's last words, filled with confusion and fear, contrast with the extraordinary strength she showed throughout her life. Her tragic death became a turning point, forcing the royal family to confront a new era of public expectation and affection. For millions, she will always remain the people's princess, whose light was extinguished too soon but continues to shine in the hearts of those she inspired. Thanks for watching till the end.